Welcome to Werks. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and comment. Today's video is about making a key for the Schar's vise to help speed up alignment of the vise in the mill. I decided that I wanted a one-piece key instead of the normal two pieces that are used industry-wide. I think it will be just as easy to make one-piece key, and if it doesn't work out, I can cut the key in half for the two pieces. I purchased some 1018 stock and cut it off using the metal chop saw. I really like the chop saw, except that it blows chips everywhere. Otherwise it gives a good, clean, and burr-free cut that are not like a piece coming off an abrasive cutoff saw. I loaded up the material in the saw and lined up the blade with the cut mark I made on the steel. I proceeded to cut the steel, and the saw makes sharp work of cutting. It takes a while to set up and clean up the area, but I still like it for this type of work. I use the shop vacuum to clean up as many chips as I can. The chips really do go everywhere. The shop vacuum does a pretty good job of cleaning and eliminates dragging metal chips through my shop. I tear down the saw and move it back in the shop in order to finish cleaning up the area. The Harbor Freight Hercules saw stand is really nice for making the saw portable. In case you are wondering, yes, chips were on the ground, and after I swept up what I could, I then used my lawn and garden blower to blow the few remaining chips into the yard where they will rust to nothing over time. I did flip the vise upside down and used the mill table slots to clamp the vise in place. I then used my stare at last word indicator to check the vise slots and see if they were parallel to the table slots. Surprisingly, the vise slots were parallel, and I did not need to recut them to ensure alignment. I lost the video, but I do show the setup towards the end of the video when I check the alignment when I finish making the key. I re-indicated the vise and put the part into and proceeded to square the piece up and bring it to size. The piece was oversized and needed quite a bit of stock removed from it. The material did machine pretty nice, and I was happy with the rough cut finish. I did make a finish cut that looked very well. After cleaning up one side, I rotated the material to clean up another side. I did measure quite often because I wanted to hit the size as close as I could. The accuracy of the vise key will affect every job that I will produce in the mill, so I wanted the vise key to be as accurate as I could possibly make it. I then rotated the piece to clean up the remaining side and bring the piece to size. I did a lot of cranking on that mill handle, and I think I'm going to look into getting a feed for the mill. If you have any suggestions for a feed, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Once I had the material to size, it was time to cut an edge in the key to fit into the vise. I decided to only cut one edge rather than cut an edge into both sides of the key. Sorry for the view of my shoulder in the video. I have to try another angle on the next video. Next, I needed to drill holes for the screws that would hold the key to the vise. I started with spot drilling to help keep the drill from wandering as I drilled. I drilled a through hole for the screw clearance. I then counterbored the hole for the screw head clearance. I then removed the key from the vise and used a file and then stone to remove the burrs from the vise key. I tore down the vise setup and turned the vise over and used the table slots to clamp the vise to it. I placed the key in the vise and realized that I counterbored the wrong side of the key. That sucked and shows that a moment of inattention can ruin the project. Not wanting to trash all the work I just did, I cut flat surface on the key that kind of fixed things. That meant taking off the vise, indicating it in, cut the flats, then tearing down the vise and reclamping to the table. Sometime in the future, when I have more time, I'll remake the key, but for now it works. After mounting the new and improved key back into the vise, I mounted my last word back into the mill to check alignment. The vise alignment was within 1,000 in 4 inches, and I'll take that all day long. I now remove the chuck and clean the bottom of the vise as well as the mill table. I always run my hand over the surfaces to ensure that there are no chips, dents, or dings that would affect the vise alignment or damage the table surface. I place the vise back onto the mill table and align the vise with the 0 markings on the side of the table. I did this because I found that the width of the slots in the table waved back and forth, getting bigger and smaller, and the exact center of the table was the best area to indicate to. I tightened the vise somewhat and brought the last word down to check the alignment of the rear fixed jaws of the chuck. This was what all the work was about. The work paid off. The reading was within 1,000ths in the 4-inch jaw. I'll take that all day long. The vise is not perfectly aligned, but the machine it is clamped to is not the most accurately made. I did bang around on the vise to see how far out of alignment it gets, and it stayed within a few thousandths. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something from it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this in the future.
Thank you for watching Werks, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos, and comment. Thanks again.